We've been to Jupiter. We've been to Venus. Both try to kill you in very different ways. Today we're going somewhere that looks calm, peaceful even. A pale blue planet floating quietly in the dark. Don't be fooled. Uranus is one of the strangest, most hostile places in the solar system, and almost nobody talks about it. Let's start with the most obvious thing about Uranus. It's tilted, completely on its side. Every other planet in the solar system spins more or less upright. Uranus spins at a 98-degree tilt. That means it essentially rolls around the sun like a ball, not rotates, rolls. This means one pole faces the sun for 42 years straight. Then the other pole gets 42 years of darkness, 42 years of continuous sunlight, then 42 years of continuous night. Think about how insane that is. One Uranian season lasts longer than an entire human lifetime. Scientists think something absolutely enormous hit Uranus billions of years ago and knocked it over. We don't know what. We don't know where it came from. Something hit this planet so hard it permanently changed its entire rotation. And whatever did it is just gone. That's somehow scarier than the tilt itself. Now let's talk about what would actually kill you. First, the cold. Uranus is the coldest planet in the solar system. Not Neptune, not Pluto. Uranus. The minimum recorded temperature on Uranus is minus 224 degrees Celsius. That's colder than liquid nitrogen, colder than anything you've ever experienced, colder than most things that exist. At that temperature, the air itself starts to behave differently. Gases freeze. Chemistry breaks down. You wouldn't freeze to death on Uranus. That implies a process. You'd just stop. Instantly. Every biological process in your body would halt simultaneously the moment you stepped out. And yet Uranus is actually warmer inside. The core is around 5,000 degrees. The problem is, it doesn't release that heat outward. It just keeps it. A planet with a 5,000 degree core that still manages to be the coldest in the solar system on the outside. Uranus is weird in ways that genuinely don't make sense. If the cold somehow didn't get you, the wind would. Wind speeds on Uranus reach up to 900 kilometers per hour. For comparison, a bullet travels at around 1,800 kilometers per hour. So Uranus winds are about half bullet speed. That's not a safe comparison. That's still completely unsurvivable. You wouldn't be blown away. You'd be shredded. And unlike Earth storms that move in predictable patterns, Uranus winds are chaotic. They change direction unpredictably. There's no safe side to stand on. 900 kilometers per hour winds in minus 224 degree temperatures. Each one alone would kill you instantly. Together they're just gratuitously lethal. Uranus doesn't need 3 ways to kill you. It has them anyway. Here's something nobody tells you about Uranus. It smells. In 2018, scientists confirmed that the upper atmosphere of Uranus contains hydrogen sulfide. That's the chemical that makes rotten eggs smell like rotten eggs. The clouds of Uranus literally smell like farts. I did not make that up. The atmosphere is mostly hydrogen, helium, and methane. The methane is actually what gives Uranus its blue color. It absorbs red light and reflects blue. So the thing that makes Uranus look beautiful and peaceful from space is methane, a gas, and the clouds that sit above it smell like rotten eggs. Uranus is beautiful on the outside and absolutely disgusting underneath, which is a very specific kind of terrible. If you somehow entered the atmosphere, you'd be breathing hydrogen sulfide, which is toxic, highly toxic. Even small amounts cause lung damage, loss of consciousness, and death. So just to summarize, frozen solid, shredded by wind, and now poisoned. Uranus really committed to the bit. Uranus has rings. Most people don't know this. Saturn's rings are bright and beautiful and impossible to miss. Uranus has 13 rings, and they're almost completely invisible. They're made of dark material, possibly chunks of carbon, that absorbs nearly all light. From a distance you can't even tell they're there. We only discovered them in 1977, by accident. An astronomer was trying to study Uranus's atmosphere and noticed starlight flickering in a strange pattern as the planet passed in front of a star. A planet with invisible rings that we missed for centuries. We had telescopes. We were looking right at it. And we still didn't see them. That tells you something about how dark and absorbing Uranus really is. Here's what genuinely gets me about Uranus. It's the only planet in the solar system that hasn't been visited by a spacecraft since Voyager 2 flew past it in 1986. That means everything we know about Uranus comes from a single flyby that lasted a few hours, 40 years ago. We know more about the surface of Mars than we do about what's actually happening inside Uranus right now. Scientists believe Uranus might contain a vast ocean of superhot water deep inside. Not frozen, not gas. Liquid water under extreme pressure at thousands of degrees. And it might also rain diamonds. Literally. The pressure deep inside Uranus is so extreme that carbon atoms compress into diamond crystals and fall like rain toward the core. Diamond rain on a planet we visited once and forgotten about. So how would you die on Uranus? Instantly, and in 3 different ways at the same time. Minus 224 degrees freezes you before you process a single thought. 900-kilometer winds shred whatever's left, and the hydrogen sulfide poisons the rest. Jupiter vaporized you. Venus gave you 30 seconds of misery. Uranus doesn't even give you a second. It's the most efficient killer in the solar system, and nobody ever talks about it. Uranus is a planet we've visited once, forgotten about, and still don't fully understand. And somewhere inside it, it's raining diamonds. The solar system is full of places like this. Places we've barely looked at that would kill us in seconds. And somehow that makes me more curious, not less. Next video, Neptune. The furthest planet, the fastest winds in the solar system, and a storm that's been raging longer than humans have existed.